Hello and welcome everyone. Today's video features a first look at the still work in progress Tier 8 premium Soviet aircraft carrier Chkalov. The Chkalov is based on a project of a high-speed aircraft carrier armed with dual-purpose main battery artillery that was developed in the U.S.S.R. in the late 1930s. Better known as Project 71B, and is named after a famous Soviet pilot, Valery Chkalov. So let's start by looking at the Chkalov's armor layout. We can see here immediately the complete deck gets 30 millimeters of armor, fore end plating 19 millimeters. Along with the aft end plating, there is an additional strip here protecting the rudder. Aft end armor belt of 50 millimeters. This whole hanger plating is 21 millimeters. Here, front end of the armor belt and rear end of the armor belt is 25. Central part is in two sections of 100 millimeters. While the superstructure gets 13 millimeters. We look at the internal armor. We can see there's no additional protection at the stern or at the bow. What you see is what you get. Turn off the main deck armor. You can see the actual citadel here of 55 millimeters. So the Chkalov gets 51,700 hit points and a torpedo protection damage reduction of 25%. Now we come to the meat and bones. It is the aircraft, of course. The Chkalov gets 3 different attack groups: torpedo bombers, dive bombers, and skip bombers. So we'll go through these individually. The torpedo bombers, seen here, they get 1795 in hit points, a cruising speed of 118 knots, boosted to 154, 6 torpedo planes per attack group, each dropping 1 torpedo, with a max damage of 5200, 43 knots of speed, and a torpedo range of 6 kilometers. With an arming distance of 780 meters and an aircraft restoration time of 85 seconds. Let's move to the dive bombers. The dive bombers get 1510 hit points, a cruising speed of 129 knots, again boosted to 166, 6 dive bombers per attacking flight, each dropping 1 bomb, with a max bomb damage of 8,700. These are HE bombs with 54 millimeters of penetration and a 49% chance of setting the target on fire, with again the same as the torpedo bombers, an aircraft restoration time of 85 seconds. Moving to the third attack group, the skip bombers. They get 1510 hit points, a cruising speed of 128 knots, boosted to 166. Again, 6 skip bombers per attack group, each dropping 1 skip bomb, with a max damage of 8,700. These are HE bombs with 54 millimeters of penetration, and again, like the dive bombers, have a 49% chance of setting the target on fire, and they have a max of 3 bounces. And again, identical to the torpedo bombers and dive bombers, they have an aircraft restoration time of 85 seconds. That's the aircraft covered. Now all 3 of these aircraft groups get consumables: the torpedoes, get engine cooling, they get a fighter, and they get a repair party. Again, identical engine cooling, control fighters, and repair party. That's on the HE bombers. And the skip bombers, again, identical set of consumables. So let's look at the secondary mounted guns. They get 8 twin mounted 130mm guns with a 5-second reload time, firing HE rounds with a max damage of 1900, 22mm of penetration, a max firing range of 6.6 kilometers, with a shell speed of 900 meters per second. That's the secondary battery. The 16 twin mounted 37mm guns, 8 quad mounted 37mm guns, and the secondary battery 130mm guns also double up as AA. All combined, 359 average damage, continuous average damage, the majority of which is mid-range with a firing range of 3.5 kilometers. The Chkalov fires 5 flak explosions with a max damage of 1470 and a max firing range of 6 kilometers. Maneuverability wise, this is a base speed of 32.3 knots, a turning circle of 1040 meters, with a rudder shift time of 13.2 seconds. Now this base speed can be slightly increased to just under 34 knots with the Sierra Mike signal flag. So that leaves the concealment. With the build I'm currently testing, the detection range by enemy ships is 13.2 kilometers and by enemy aircraft at 11.7 kilometers. So just to give you an idea of the build I'm using, currently testing, I should say, Air Groups Mod 1, Aircraft Engines Mod 1, Aerial Torpedoes Mod 1, Torpedo Bombers Mod 2, and I'm using Squadron Consumables Mod 1 to boost, in particular, the repair party on all of these attack groups. The captain build, I'm using Air Supremacy, Torpedo Bomber, Improved Engines, Repair Specialist, Aircraft Armor, Survivability Expert, Enhanced Aircraft Armor, and Proximity Fuse. So this is the build I'm currently testing. So this is the Tier 8 Premium Russian or Soviet aircraft carrier, the Chkalov, that is currently in testing. Now I must remind you, this is a work in progress. I hope I was able to give you an idea of the ship's characteristics, what the planes are capable of, what is currently being tested in World of Warships. I'm going to upload another video with all of the tech tree ships as soon as possible. And as soon as gameplay is available, I will cover this Chkalov with a full review guide and update this video, adding the necessary links. I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.